Let us look at this one, talking about insecurity, coming from Sahara Reporter. Of course, a situation where a military officer who is supposed to be on leave is reportedly arrested in Maiduguri with ammunition. The information I have it that he say Nigerian soldier on leave arrested at Maiduguri bus terminal with 350 rounds of ammunition hidden in a sack. And the information I have it that he was arrested by military police. But this is a very serious issue, because if those who are meant to protect lives and property, the reason we are not seeing an end to issue of banditry, issue of insurgency, is as a result of some bad eggs who, of course, are in the military. This even reminds me of what happened in the past, talking about the Waduma issue, a situation where the IG Special Squad under Muhammadu Buhari went to arrest Waduma. And on their way coming back after the successful arrest, they were rounded up and disallowed by the military personnel who were at a particular checkpoint. Of course, at the time, there was an investigative panel that was set up by federal government. We understand that a particular captain and some soldiers were indicted then. But up to today, it is not on record that anybody has been punished sequel to that. Of course, when issues of this nature happen, it emboldens people to go more into crime. And if you look at what is happening with this issue of insecurity, with the last administration of Muhammadu Buhari, you understand that the government of Muhammadu Buhari didn't do much. I say this particularly because in the past, we understand that even before that 2015 election, when the election was postponed, the then government of Goodluck Jonathan was able to bring in missionaries who were, of course, doing marvelous work in terms of decimating the bandits, or rather Boko Haram insurgents. Let me even allow you watch this video as a flashback to remind you of what the government was doing then, and that if it was sustained, that perhaps by now would have seen an end to issue of terrorism, or if not seen an end to it, it would have reduced to a reasonable extent. Watch this as we come back to further this conversation.
During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest, we asked them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state House of Assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discover an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap pictures before clearing them and bring back exhibit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring somebody that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government. If government refuses to do, there is no way you can force them, because they have the machineries for implementation. You do not have.
So having heard from the horse's mouth, of course, was from someone who witnessed and experienced what the machineries did. Because for that 2 weeks, the election was postponed, talking about 2015 election, we saw significant progress in the fight against insurgency. But soon after, the former president, talking about Muhammadu Buhari, took over government, he jettisoned the idea of the machinery, sent them out of the country, and of course, today, we have seen a serious level of insurgency, even serving other groups coming up, because at the time, ISWAP was not even in the picture. Currently, we have even seen Lakurawa joining the fray. We have seen even different bandit leaders coming on board. And for all we understand, even the current situation, those who were in the Sambisa forest seem to have come out of Sambisa forest, wreaking havoc in parts of the country like in Zamfara. Talking about even Katsina, Benue, Southern Kaduna, yes, Southern Kaduna, and even Plateau. Because if you look at the havoc that's being wreaked by the likes of Toji Bello, who the other time celebrated burning that military vehicle, you understand that this is a formidable individual who know the art of warfare. Even though the military have neutralized his cousin, who doubles as his operational commander, and they say they are closing on him. But it's not yet on record that he has been arrested. Even talking about even the likes of Ada Alero, who recently even held a meeting with the governors of Katsina and Zamfara State. And this is a man, of course, who have a bounty of 5 million on his head, holding meeting with executive governors of states. So you begin to wonder, are we really a sovereign state? Because by all purpose and intent, if you are a sovereign state, you are supposed to have monopoly of coercive power to police every inch of your territorial integrity. And that is lacking. We saw with the expertise with which American government came and rescued their citizens the other time, talking about Philip Wanton, who was kidnapped sometime 4 or 5 years ago, taken to Sokoto State. American Navy SEALs came here, rescued Moham. That's what we call expertise. That's what we call competence. And again, as a country, it doesn't matter. We must possess monopoly of coercive power if we must be able to deal with all these issues. And that is where we should even be talking about how to rejig the security architecture. Because currently, the security architecture is not working. That's the truth. And you cannot continue doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. You must think out of the box. And to think out of the box is to rejig the security architecture. Particularly, the locals must be given serious level of responsibility to play in the course of this security challenge we are witnessing. Because the security have been defined to be, of course, all security is local, all crime is local, and that is well established. To that extent, the locals must be empowered to play a pivotal role in the fight against banditry, insurgency, and all of that. And as it stands, even the director of GSS talking about Ajayi have made it very clear that the locals should be drafted into it, that the locals should be empowered to be the fair line of defense in the case of invasion. Of course, it started 2 instances in the north where the locals successfully in the past repel invaders. And up to date, those communities have not witnessed any invasion of such. So we're going to show that actually the locals have the wherewithal to address it. And we have seen so many successes recorded by locals, even in recent time. We saw the one that happened in Katsina recently that made the news. We saw the one that happened even in Delta State, talking about Abraka. We saw that it's happening almost every part of the country. So the only thing that is lacking is that the locals should be empowered to bear arms. Once that happens, of course, I think the rest is going to be history. But we understand that even coming to the southwestern part of the country, where you already have Amateku, and this was formed under the last administration, and it was formed through Act of State House of Assembly in the southwestern part of the country. But the only challenge they had was the inability to bear arms, because we understand that for you to bear arms, you must secure an extra certificate from the Office of National Security Advisor. Of course, to even procure it in the first place, you need that certificate before you do that. And during the last administration, we understand that the government, talking about federal government, was not willing to allow that happen. So that is why we think we are not even comfortable that this government, we are even thinking that they would have even done that with speed of light. It's even still for dragging. So until we get to the point where the locals are empowered to address the level of insecurity we are witnessing, I don't think we are in any way close to solving the security challenges. We understand that in Nigeria, there have been serious issues involving Benue. Of course, we can clearly see someone doing campaign, saying stop Benue killing. He said, are you people not tired of killing us? Of course, maybe let us hear from the horse's mouth. Sir, you want to speak to us? Let us understand what, because we know that the Chief of Army Staff have just said recently that he wants to relocate to Benue State to see to the end of this menace.
For me,
let us hear from you.
I don't have a business with the Chief of Staff. It's his own business. But Why am I still that I'm tired of the killing of my people? I don't have any other thing to offer than to stand here this morning to tell them whosoever is responsible. I don't know. I don't know what transpired them with them. I don't know what Benue have caused. I don't know what was the business Benue did with them. But the generation of now wouldn't have been facing this kind of challenge we are facing right now. But I don't see the reason why the children of 5 years will be massacred. We can no longer go to farm. We can no longer go to school. We can no longer go to churches. Why? We keep on asking this question day by day. No one answers us. So I took this step today to tell us that we are tired of the killing. So I'm urging the federal government to sit together and talk about this. Because since I was born, I've never seen a situation whereby the government will come together concerning this very issue and discuss about this very killing. And they do kill day by day, in and out. So I'm out clear to tell the federal government we are tired of this. Okay. They should find a solution to stop the killing. We are tired.
We understand that the president recently made a very assertive statement that he has given security agencies marching order to end insecurity. Leave the road, leave the road. Okay.
Would you leave the road?
To end insecurity.
I am not aware. I am not aware because it's not known to us. They made this. Yes. I didn't block the road, sir. Okay, I'm almost done, sir. Let me do it well.
Hello.
China? Yes, sir. Okay, ready, sir. Those are the people. And they say, me, I won't go alone. So if I want to pursue me, I go see go alone. Now I see you, they go pursue me, they mad.
So just as we were asking, the president have given an order to the security agencies to see an end to this. And in pursuant to that, the chief of army staff have relocated to Benue to see to an end to this. Do you have confidence in the ability of the security agency to do justice to this?
I don't have a confidence about that because personally we have a base. We also have a base of militaries in our place, which is in Benue State. So if there is military base in Benue State, which is in Makurdi, I believe they are they also have the upper hand to supersede any insurgency that will come in to attack the Benue people. So why sending the military, the chief of staff down there?
Okay, let me even ask you this. The other time we saw Reverend Alfred, of course, from Benue State, went to the United States of America, met with the American Congress, and telling American Congress that Christian minorities are targeted in the north by religious extremists. And at the time, American Congress told Donald Trump to sanction Nigerian government. I don't know whether you are aware. Is this something you believe that Christian minorities are targeted in the north?
You and I know the game they are playing under. So we all what we know.
Okay, now there is even another revelation. This one came from a retired military intelligence officer that those sponsoring terrorism, particularly Boko Haram, that their ultimate aim is to Islamize Nigeria. Now let me even ask this thing, because the current Director General of DSS made it very clear, calling on Nigerians to rise up and defend themselves. As a community back home in Benue, is there any arrangement people are putting in place to defend the place? Because the president recently came up with an idea saying they are going to have correct guards, that instead is going to employ between 2,000 and 5,000 depending on their financial capacity. Is this something people are looking towards to do a community arrangement to address this?
Really, for me, if you ask me that question, I don't know if we have a plan. We have a plan like that, well known like that. Because personally, if any plan is on ground such, we could have been informed and we would be aware that this plan is being made in place for the Benue people.
Okay, now let's go look at, because there are so many claims that the headers, of course, Fulani military, they come from Benue, sorry, they come from Chad, Burkina Faso, Mali, and all that. We know that actually in 15th, 14th century, that is when they came to Nigeria. But do you think the government has what it takes, considering our porous borders, to checkmate their efforts into Nigeria?
Why not? They have all the power and the forces to take.
But as a person who from Benue, what is the most area that makes you worry about this?
But the most area I'm worried about is about the killing. We are innocent over this matter. So why are they involving the little kids, the younger ones, the unborn babies? Why?
Now let me go ask this. As a people, have you come come under maybe through your local government, through your communities, to formally approach the local government and the state government. We understand that the governor has the power, right, to protect lives and property, going by his position as the governor and chief security officer of the state. Have you done anything like that?
Personally, here we know I'm in Lagos, so I'm not opportunity to like have the opportunity to like have to make such a move. But if your move is being given by me, I think I will make a move.
I think at this point I must let you go. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The world will hear from you.
Thank you.
And going forward, I think Mr. President will policy and do something about it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.